Hey everybody, what's going on? Hexlex here with another Master Duel video for you guys. Today we're going to be doing some more live games with Tenyi Swordsoul, particularly with our variant that now includes the Auroradon. As I've showcased before, I finally did put the Auroradon and Halqifibrax in my deck, and yeah, I haven't really come to regret it at all. I know it's kind of like I suspected before, like, do you need it? No, but it's actually a lot better than I gave it credit for, like a lot better. Because really my whole thought process before was just like, well, you know, it really just makes dead hands live and only some dead hands, right? But it does a lot more than that. Halqifibrax plus Auroradon also just allows us to set up like a huge combo, well, not a huge combo, but it's Chi Xiao plus Baron, which is what we normally like to do at the very bare minimum on turn 1, but we can do that without committing too much, like even often without committing our normal summon, which can make, like, not only make dead hands live, but also make live hands even better. So, honestly, I really like it, the addition. I don't regret it at all. I do still kind of want to find room for the third Crossout Designator again. I've kind of been thinking about dropping the Sacred Summit, but honestly, I've been really liking the Sacred Summit. I know it's not necessary, and it's kind of one of those cards that's on the, you know, perpetual cusp of maybe being cut from the deck, but it just enables so many, like, not so many, but it enables nice little follow-up plays. In addition to that, you can also, as I've shown in my combo guide, it's part of a kind of niche but still cool turn 1 combo that involves getting out a Chi Xiao, a Baron, and then any level 7, 8, or 9 Synchro on turn 1, which is pretty good. So, but again, this might come out for a third Crossout at some point, who knows. Alright, so yeah, otherwise the list is unchanged from the last time I showed it off. I'll go ahead and run through it, as always, real quick before we go ahead and go into some live gameplay. Now, as always, I do need to mention that I am streaming this gameplay at the same time that I am recording it for YouTube. So be sure to check out my description. There you'll find links to both my Twitch and my Twitter. That way, if you want to get like a sneak peek of some videos to come on YouTube, you can go ahead and watch them live as they're being made. So yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get right into it. We're playing 1 Effect Failure, 1 Deskbot 001, 3 Tenyi Spirit Adhara, 3 Maxx, 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 2 Ghost Belle and Haunted Mansion, 3 Swordsoul of Mo Ye, 2 Swordsoul of Taia, 2 Incredible Ecclesia, the Virtuous, 3 Swordsoul Strategist, Longyuan, 2 Tenyi Spirit Vishuda, 3 Tenyi Spirit Ashuna, 1 Nibiru, the Primal Being, 3 Swordsoul Emergence, 1 Swordsoul Sacred Summit, 2 Called by the Grave, 2 Crossout Designator, 2 Infinite Impermanence, and 1 Swordsoul Blackout. Now down here in the extra deck, we've got Yazi, Evil of the Yang Zing, 2 Baxia, Brightness of the Yang Zing, 1 Draco, Berserker of the Tenyi, 1 Adamancipator Risen Dragite, 2 Swordsoul Grandmaster, Chi Xiao, 1 Chao Fang, Phantom of the Yang Zing, 1 Baron de Fleur, 1 Swordsoul, Supreme Sovereign Cheng Ying, 2 Monk of the Tenyi, 1 Crystron, Halqifibrax, 1 Shaman of the Tenyi, and then finally, of course, Mechaphana Beast Auroradon. Just thinking about other changes I've thought about making to the build here. In the main deck, it's pretty much just been thinking about, you know, just getting that third Crossout back in. With Swordsoul being really popular still, it's especially good to have that extra Crossout. Again, just really Sacred Summit is the main card I'm considering cutting. I like the main deck otherwise so far right now. As far as the extra deck goes, I've kind of been thinking about the spot with Dragite, maybe trying out Psyframe Omega in its place again instead. Because I haven't really made Omega that much, or I think barely at all, only a couple of times overall, but it is still a really good card, and honestly, maybe I'm just not giving it its due credit. I do just tend to go into Dragite more often on turn 1 anyway, because I think the Spell Trap Negation in a vacuum is a little bit better than the Hand Rip, but it just kind of depends on the scenario. So, alright, yep, that's I think all I've got to say about the deck at this point. Let's go ahead and go into some games. Alright, let's jump into our first game here against Mr. Vincom. I'm assuming, I don't know. Alright, cool. We're gonna go first. Love to see it. Thank you for the posture check, Adrian. Yeah, I added some more little things to spin channel points on. The posture check is like needed for me. Oh my god, my posture is so bad. Ooh, okay, so we opened Ashuna, Longyuan, and Emergence. That's an interesting opening. We can definitely lead with Ashuna here. We could actually even go for like the Auroradon combo before we even... Well, that would require using a normal summon though. And using one of our hand traps for a normal summon, which isn't ideal. Well, we could Ashuna... Wow, we have a lot of options with this hand. Alright, let's go ahead and lead. We could also just lead with Baron to prevent... Like, there's so many plays with this hand. Oh my god. See, that's the thing about this deck. Like, sometimes I feel, not like overwhelmed, but like, maybe overwhelmed is the right word. Just a little bit overwhelmed with all the different options we have. I'm gonna lead with Ashuna here. Okay, our opponent doesn't have like a Maxx or anything to respond with. That's a good sign. So we could go into Monk, and then we could banish and summon Adhara. We don't have to do that right away. We could just then Emergence for Mo Ye and then just start like more of a standard combo. I mean, we already know they don't have Maxx. The only issue is, do they have like an Imperm or a Veiler, right? But if we banish this Adhara, or we banish this Ashuna for Adhara, or locked into Worms is the only problem. At the same time, you know, we don't need to necessarily overthink it. Let's just set that up in case things go south. Let's just get a Mo Ye. Okay, cool. They don't have like a... They don't have an Ash. Could still have Veiler or Imperm. Cool, doesn't look like they do. So, looks like they just don't really have much of anything at all. I mean, they could still have Nibiru. 1, 2, 3. Well, that was 5 right there, wasn't it? No, that's 4. Well, I guess we'll find out. I don't know. I may seem a little blasé about it, but I mean, we're gonna get the search in the draw, and we still have the Longyuan. Like, even if they Nibiru right here, like, that kind of sucks, but it's not the end of the world. It does pay, you know, or it does help to, like, keep all these hand traps in mind, right? Even when your plays are uninterrupted, still just be thinking about, like, okay, what's, like, the best play? What could they have that's good against me? What's, what do we have here? So I can just get a Blackout here, because I'll just, discard this, Ashuna I just drew here. Yeah, seems pretty good to me. Alright, let's see. Yeah, we don't want to use the Ashuna just yet. Let's go into the Baron now. Pitch this Ashuna. If I hadn't drawn that Ashuna, I would have had to have searched like a Taia or something to pitch with the Longyuan. But it's really good that we did draw that, because having the Blackout set up in addition to these negates is just so good. And then we can still make plays with the Ashuna engrave as well. It's kind of no reason not to, especially because we have 2 engrave. Now here we could set up an Adhara. Like, do we have anything that's really worth bringing back? It's kind of what I'm thinking here. Actually, if we had searched Taia and discarded it, this is interesting. We could Shaman of the Tenyi, but then we couldn't activate Taia's effect if we bring it back, because Shaman is the only thing. That's right. Okay, I could just summon a Vishuda, or I could summon an Adhara. I could link into the Shaman. Wheel the Ashuna back to my hand, but I would be more inclined to do that if I didn't already have another Ashuna set up in grave. So I think I'm just gonna set up a defense mode Vishuda right here. Just like an extra defender. We can potentially send it with a Blackout to set that up for our next turn. Or we can send the Monk too. Like, we could summon like a Monk or a Shaman here, but Shaman doesn't really do a lot. I don't want to discard either of these anyway. I'm just going to pass to my opponent here. So that's a fairly standard and good, you know, setup for turn 1. We have the negates, we have the Blackout, we have a couple of hand traps. We're not activating Baron during the standby phase there. Killing Machine makes a good point. Yeah, well, and then we just get the concede right there. Killing Machine makes a good point that Shaman only locks you from extra deck effects. That's right. I thought it was worm effects, but no, it's only extra deck effects besides Tenyi monsters. So, well, there we go. That's a pretty nice example of a fairly standard turn one with the combo there, or with the deck. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next game. All right, let's go into our next game here. Against Jurassic Park. I love that movie. I really do. That's actually one of my favorite movies. Ooh, they got the danger board too. I love it. Wow, I love it. They're on point with their theming and everything. Okay, so let's see. We open Taia, Longyuan, and Vishuda. Okay, so this is pretty good. We can, let's see, we can special Vishuda, go into Monk, could normal Taia, and then do that to go, and then banish Vishuda to go into plays. Could also alternatively, like, Vishuda, Ash, and Hal, but we don't have to do that. We should just save the Ash for a C. I mean, we always lead with the Vishuda here either way, I think. Oh boy, now everybody's talking about Jurassic Park in chat. 1, 2, or 3. Well, 1 is the, I mean, we can all agree 1 is the best one, right? Like, 1 is just a fantastic film. Like, the first Jurassic Park is legit one of my favorite movies. I think it's a brilliant movie. I really hate the second one. I think the third one is better than the second one. I don't think either are great, but I do think the third one is better than the second one. Jurassic World was fun. I don't think it was particularly good. It was better than 3 or 2, but it was fun. And those are all the ones I've seen. I didn't see the one where the island blows up because I thought it looked dumb. So, and I heard it was pretty dumb. And there wasn't there another one came out that was also, or no, there's another one that's about to come out where there's like dinosaurs all over the world now. That actually is like, I kind of like that concept. I might go see that one. Velociraptor, Alan, oh my god. Wow, I haven't thought about that video in years. Fun fact, actually, oh my god, I haven't thought about this in years either. Fun fact, I used to work at a bookstore, and we had a lot of interesting fiction in, and there was a very certain kind of fiction book that we got one time. What am I sending to the graveyard here? Ashuna. That involved a woman having relations with a velociraptor. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. That's literally a book that we got in once. Let's see here. So we need something to discard with Longyuan. Let's get Emergence. Oh, we can Emergence for like an Adhara to discard. That seems like it'd be pretty good. Yeah, we can then, yeah, we can discard Adhara. Oh my god, yeah, I like this line a lot. Hopefully they don't have Ash here, actually, that would be really bad. Oh shoot, I didn't even think about that. I should have just straight up added, well, I couldn't have added the Adhara. I kind of thought about adding a Mo Ye to discard, or maybe the other Taia. I was thinking more about Mo Ye. What's the name of the book? I really wish I could remember. I don't. Oh no, they do have the Ash. Yeah, okay. So unfortunately we won't get our level 10. Oh wait, no, we still can. We still can. Hang on, no, we totally still can. It's not gonna be a Baron, but we can get like a Chang Yang, and we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna activate Adhara, or Ashuna rather. And then we can summon the Adhara, and then we can send the Adhara to grave. What do we have in grave as far as like worms go? Just the Taia. I'm just thinking about like if I want to grab, if I want to go into the well, we have to go into the other monk here, right? We can't even start by going into Shaman. Either way, we have to do this, because if we go into Shaman, then we don't have a normal monster to use Adhara's effect. Let's get Ashuna back. Okay, now we can activate Longyuan. And now we can go to Chang. And they even already have a card engraved for us to banish, so that's pretty nice. And we'll burn them for 12. And I don't really see the need to go into Shaman here. I'd rather keep both of these as Disruption. I think I'll just leave my monks on the board. Yeah, again, they already have a card engraved for us to banish, which is kind of the big hurdle for using Chang, right? Because in order to resolve this effect, you do have to banish a card from each of the opponent's field and graveyard. And that's kind of why it's better to go for Baron. And also, you know, the Omni Negate just is an overall better effect, but that's why it tends to be better to go into Baron for your level 10 on turn 1. But like I said, if they have a hand trap engrave, you know, that makes it a lot easier. I'm definitely going to Ash this. Prosperity. And they got the concede. All right, cool. So I'll go ahead and leave this game in as well, even though it wasn't like a, you know, intense back and forth. 1, because we got to talk about Jurassic Park. Any reason to talk about Jurassic Park. 2, because Kine here just followed. Thank you very much. We get to include them. And 3, because that was a nice way of showing like a pivot, right? I like showing not just opening lines that are ideal, but pivots, because I do get asked in comments a lot like, well, okay, like especially in combo guys, people tend to ask like, well, what if you get hand trapped? Like what if they get Ashu here or something? And that's a very valid, you know, point. That's a very valid question to ask. So yeah, I like to leave in examples like this to kind of demonstrate other lines you can do. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next game. Okay, we've got Lyri here as our next opponent. And looks like we're going to go second this time. Okay, we have an Imperm at the very least, so this is actually pretty good if it's the mirror match. I've actually kind of been thinking about putting either a second Veiler or a third Imperm in. We're going against Sky Striker. This happens all the time. I don't know. I feel like Sky Striker, you pretty much always want to go second with that deck, don't you? But I always play against Sky Strikers that end up going first. It's a bit puzzling to me. I don't know. Oof, they whiffed on their Excavate. We love to see that. Oh, we love to see that. Okay, activating multi-roll. And they're going to use multi-rolls. Oh, they're going to... Okay, got it. Yeah, pop their thing. We can imperm their Shizuku, which is nice. It's funny, here in chat, we were talking about movies before this game started. Now everybody's talking about the Star Wars prequels. I'll chime in real quick. I'm not the biggest fan of them, especially 2. I've never seen the TV series, to be fair, that it spawned. So there is that. I have a soft spot for 3, though. I think 3 is a really... Well, I guess we're going to activate this now. I didn't mean to activate it right now, but... I have a soft spot for 3. It's not a particularly good movie, but it's a really fun one. Oh, you're talking about the Thing prequel. I haven't seen it, actually. Yeah, because I was talking about that before this game, too. The Thing, since I guess I'll mention it in this video now, since I mentioned it on stream earlier, but The Thing is just my favorite movie of all time. Okay, we can special Ecclesia, so let's go ahead and start by doing that. I wonder, though, because I have a Mo Ye in hand, I feel like I should activate... Let me see something. I wonder if I should activate Emergence and then Ecclesia for a Taia so I can still summon Mo Ye. Because if I Ecclesia for Mo Ye and they end up like Widow anchoring the Mo Ye, then I can't normal Mo Ye in order to actually get a draw. But I would also like to Emergence ideally for like another War monster that's not a Swordsoul card, which I can do if I have a Synchro. But if I use Taia, then I can just send the Ashuna, which is kind of what I want to grab anyway. So, oh, no, don't disconnect. This is actually a really interesting setup here. Okay, good. Yeah, don't disconnect, opponent. I want to see what you do here. Okay. I'll just go ahead and add a Taia. I think that's one of the... Well... Yeah, let's just go ahead and add a Taia. Yeah, we'll just add one. Alright, let's activate Ecclesia. Okay, they do have the called by. That's fine. If only you had Protoss. We can only grab Protoss if we have a Swordsoul Synchro out, so we couldn't have grabbed it there. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and normal summon Mo Ye. And we'll show them the Taia that we added. Cool, okay, resolved. Nice, we love to see that. So what? I wonder what those two face downs are. Because if it was a Widow Anchor, you definitely activate Widow Anchor there on the Mo Ye. This is nice too, because now we can get a Sacred Summit with our Chi Shao and go for an additional Synchro. Which, I mean, you know, situations like this are niche, but, you know, like I mentioned earlier, I think I mentioned earlier, either in the profile or one of the earlier games, this is why I like to keep a Sacred Summit in my deck. Just one copy. I wouldn't play more than that, ever, but, okay, another Longyuan, that's fine, and then, yeah, we'll just add the Sacred Summit here. Okay. Do we have a... Okay, no, we don't have a Taia engraved. That's right, we, didn't get to do that. Okay, so we're gonna discard the Taia. See if this resolves. I wonder what my opponent... I still wonder what those back rows are. I'm trying to think what they could be, honestly. That isn't like a monster effect negate. Because it probably wouldn't be Imperm or Chalice, which are two of the other cards I would think it would be most likely to be. Well, we'll blow one of them up. And then we can threaten negate the other. And then we can just go into a Baxia for... Should be lethal. Oh yeah, we'll definitely be lethal. Which one do they set first? It doesn't really matter. I'll just blow this one up. Shark Cannon. Do they have 3 engraved? No, they have 2. Targeting Taia. Ooh, no, we need that to resolve. We need that not to resolve. Yeah, I'm gonna Baron negate here. I want this summit for this Taia. Hello, Kendo. Kendo in chat says hello to YouTube. Alright, let's activate the summit. For the Taia. We can actually send a Vishuda and just bounce this last back row with the Taia as well. Well, we're gonna get Baxia too, so we can just bounce it back that way as well. Let's see, are we definitely going to Baxia? Could we instead, like, well, no, the thing is, like, we could Dragite, but the other thing, too, is that our opponent's got a Ray engraved, so that's going to end up coming back, so we do need to answer that if we're going to try to, like, lethal this turn. We do need to answer that as well. And besides, Baxia just efficiently deals with... We're going to shuffle back the face down in this, and then Ray's going to come back, and then... then we'll, yeah, definitely select another card. Just trying to figure out what we're going to send with this Taia. Because we could send a Vishuda. Well, we can't bounce because we don't have a normal monster. We could have banished Ray if we'd got... Okay, it was Eagle Booster was the last card. That's... Okay, whatever. That's fine. Well, I don't know. Actually, that will make it unaffected, so it won't get shuffled back. That is actually a little bit annoying. I think that might... I'm trying to figure out if that's going to prevent us from going for lethal this turn. Okay. Can I get a normal monster on the board? I don't think I can. What's on grave again? No, I don't think I can. We'll just set up, I think, an Ashuna in our graveyard. Yeah, that seems good to me. Yeah, there's something I want to bring back. So I guess we're just going to battle here. Eagle Booster's only unaffected, yeah, by card effects. Oh no, it also can't be destroyed by battle this turn. I thought that might have been the case. Just make sure, yeah, it's only just Shaman. Yeah, we'll just have to battle here, that's fine. No, I'll keep that in hand. I was gonna set that as a bluff, but there's kind of no reason to do that. I'm trying to figure out if I want to use Baxia for any reason here. Hey, there's a follow from MM General. Thank you very much. Could have OTK'd Berserker. I think I could have OTK Berserker, you're right, if the face down had an Eagle Booster. Obviously, I didn't know that, so it probably would have been right to go into Berserker, because that also could have banished Ray instead of Baxia to try to get rid of the back row. But, I think we just pass here. Ah, yes, they're getting the multi-rolls here, getting their Eagle Booster and Shark Cannon back. Maybe just a Shark Cannon. That is a bit of a problem if they take my Ashuna. I mean, that might prevent some future plays, but it's not, like, too big of an issue here. Like, even if they steal something and bring it back, Link into a Link 2. I'm just trying to figure out if they can climb. We do still have the Chi Shao Negate, too, which should be useful if they try to, like, Link climb to help prevent that. Oh, wait, what did they set? Sorry, I was looking at chat there. Oh, they just set the Shark Cannon. Okay, so they did set up the Shark Cannon to bring something back. I don't want to activate Baron de Fleur. No, that's fine. Yeah, I don't think, yeah, there's nothing I want to bring back here. Oh, yes, they could go into DPE. That is a good point. Always got to remember that. They did reveal the Dasher earlier, so we know they're playing it. No, that's fine. Although they can't really DPE with initiative, because then we can just negate it with Chi Shao. Okay, they're activating the Shark Cannon. Looks like they are probably about to go into Vert for DPE. Let's see. That's probably what's coming down here. Oh no, it's Zeke. Okay. That's fine. That's totally fine. Oh, they might just be forcing my Chi Xiao before they go into Vert, though. Well, I'm trying to think... Well, actually, this left the field, right? And then that means that Ray can come back, because that's whenever it leaves the field for any reason. Oh no, it's only what's destroyed by battle or my card effect, so they don't get the Ray back. Okay, cool. And yeah, they're targeting the Chi Xiao, so yeah, that is going to force it here. Let's banish the Taia, I think. No, let's just banish the Sacred Summit. No, let's just banish the Emergence. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, definitely gonna negate the Zeke. Yeah, we don't need to activate that. That's fine. Okay, going into Hayate. Okay, so that was their aim. They could have definitely gone into Vert and DPE. Which I wonder if that would have been better. I guess it depends on what they set up here. Well, they're just going to send an Engage, right? And then they're going to go into Kagiri and wheel back the Engage. Yeah. Just do all that fun stuff. Oh, wow. Okay. They had that during the battle phase. That's a little scary. A little scary. We do still have the Emergence and the Longyuan, so we definitely still have plays for next turn. But yeah, now we could still get DPE. Yeah, now that they've taken our Baron. I really almost said tooken. Yep, here's the Vert, I'm assuming. Yep. At what point is it correct to Kagiri? Usually doing what our opponent just did. When you Hayate to send engage and then wheel the engage back to your hand with the Kagiri. Which is why I think it's often correct to go second with Sky Striker. More so than going first, because if you go first, you don't really get to set up your engage that way, because obviously in order to send it to grave, you need to battle, you know, with the Kagiri there. Or not with the Kagiri, with the Hayate. Huh, well that's not good. They kind of answered our whole board and still have a DPE out. Oh, they're at 2,400. They'll be at 12 with this burn. They're so close to getting burned to death. That's actually... We have an Emergence for the other Longyuan. That could actually be our win con. Like, no joke, just burning twice with Longyuan. It's too bad the Longyuan level 10 Synchro isn't out. Otherwise, we could just straight up just burn him to death. Oh, but they're gonna set Widow, I guess. Okay, that's... We have to send it to grave as Synchro material as well. And DP is not gonna allow that to happen, so that's not even really an option. We drew Mo Ye, which is interesting. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out, like, okay, if I can make Cheng Ying, that would go a really long way towards winning this duel. Yeah, I try to figure out how I can force DPE. Probably by normal summoning Mo Ye. That's probably just gonna be the plan here. Because I'm thinking about like Emergence, but the only thing I can Emergence for is Taia, which would also take my normal summon. Yeah, let's just start with Mo Ye here. I'm going to show them the Longyuan, and not the Emergence yet. Oh, they have a Veiler. I didn't force the DPE or the Widow Anchor. I was hoping to get either one of those. Yeah, I think that's GG at this point. Well, it's not like GG. We're not like dead, but... So I wonder if it's even worth it to, like... Actually, we do have an Ashuna engrave. If I can just get the token on the board, but they probably just pop the token. They almost assuredly pop the token. If they're popping something, they need to pop the token. That also involves using our emergence here, which is like... I'm just trying to figure out if I want to like search something and discard it, or just discard the emergence. What do I have? One Mo Ye, one Taia in my deck. I probably would rather top deck Taia. Hey, Maddox, what's going on? Eh, whatever, we'll just search. This game's probably... I don't know, this game still could be a win. I don't want to, like, throw... Well, I don't want to throw. That's basically what it comes down to. I guess we'll just get Mo Ye here and discard it, because it's not really a great top deck by itself. I mean, neither is Longyuan, but Longyuan at least has a chance of burning. Although, we're about to go for our second level 10, right? And we can't use another level 10 after that, so maybe we should grab this to discard it. Yeah, I think that actually is the plan here. Yeah, let's do it that way. Yep, there's the DPE effect. And my token, yep. Although, well, I should have summoned this in attack mode. Shoot. Well, I can still summon a shaman, but that's not... Yeah, we'll just go to battle phase. Yeah, I really should have summoned this in attack mode, though. I mean, they're just going to probably steal... and then just, you know, bring it back and set it to prevent themselves from taking damage. Or they'll do this to prevent themselves from taking damage. Oh my god, my Baron. I didn't even... Oh man, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, this game is pretty much over, but I'll play it out. We'll play it out to the end, and then I'll maybe try to get one more game in after this for the rest of the video there. Do you consider Trizio a tier 1 deck still? I do consider it a tier 1 deck still. I wonder if Swordsoul might be slightly better, but it still could just be seeing more play because of, you know, it being the new deck and all that. They have a Widow Anchor. They can just win. I'm just going to go ahead and concede at this point. But GG's, Leary. It was a very good game playing against you here. Alright, let's go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to try to get one more game in here for this video. Ooh, we've got Fate. Is Fate going to be our final opponent for this video? Let us find out. Looks like we're going to take the first turn here. Looks like they're playing above 40. Maybe not. Okay. It's these sleeves, the default sleeves always look like... They make the deck look bigger than it actually is. Wow, this is a really, really solid opening hand here. Yeah, we can just go ahead and lead by summoning Adhara. Usually, even if, like, you don't have a specific, like, I don't know. I don't have a specific idea in mind with this Adhara right off the bat, but we could actually just send it and then normal Taia. I'm just thinking about doing that instead of emergencing for Mo Ye, which is what I was going to do, but if we send this for Monk, summon Taia, banish Adhara, then we could potentially keep Emergence for a follow-up Longyuan, which, I mean, we can do anyway. Let's see, Taia... I don't know, there's actually a lot of different lines you could do here. Wow, there's... Because the thing is, like, Emergence from Mo Ye is a little more susceptible to, like... Yeah, I just think we'll do it the way I was talking about earlier. It's a little less susceptible to, like, a Veiler or an Imperm. Like, as in that we still have other plays if we get Veilered or Impermed and we do it this way. Plus, we can Taia, send an Ashuna, and, like, do plays with that as well. Cool, looks like our opponent doesn't have anything so far. Which do I want to be Ashbait, Wimbledon asks. Definitely want the Taia to be Ashbait here. Even though sending the Ashuna is really good, we can still search Ashuna if we need to with Emergence, but doesn't look like we're going to have to do that. And then we're going to add... That tripped me out for a second. This Taia looked just like a Mo Ye. I thought I had 4 Mo Ye's in my deck for a moment. Yeah, let's just go ahead. Let's just go ahead and add Longyuan. I really did for a second. I was like, wait, what the hell? Okay. Let's Emergence for... I'm trying to think if I want to Emergence for... a Vishuda or an Adhara to send a grave here. Probably an Adhara so we can wheel the Ashuna back to our hand. Yeah, that sounds good to me. And then we'll get our token right over here as always and go into Baron. And there's a follow from Dr. Crazy 51. Thank you very much. Let's burn them because we can. Why do we do anything? Because we can. Alright, let's go ahead and... We can do a couple of things here. But I definitely want to wheel this Ashuna back to my hand. So let's go ahead and use it. And we could just set up a Vishuda on the board. I kind of don't want to use my last Adhara just yet. And there's not really a whole lot I think that it could get. I mean, we could actually get Adhara. I mean, there's not really any point to making Chao Fang. I was going to say we could make Chao Fang and then potentially, like, use a Shaman to get the Chi Shao back. But, nah, it seems like it uses a lot of resources. I don't want to discard either of these anyway. Let's just keep it simple and just give Vishuda. It's another good thing to potentially send with Blackout. And then we can use Adhara to wheel the Ashuna back to our hand. So we could actually make a Shaman now, sending these two, and then discarding our Ashuna, but we don't really have anything that's like super great to bring back. Why climb Everest? Because it's there. Exactly. Exactly. I'm just trying to think if, like, Shaman is worth it in any capacity. Like, the thing we would want to bring back is Taia, but even then it would just, like, sit there for next turn. No, there's no real reason to do it. We've got enough disruption as it is, I think. Not that we would add more disruption with that, but, cool, yeah, so we have the Blackout set up. We have a couple of things to send with the Blackout. We, of course, have our negates on board. We've got an Imperm down. And then we got follow-up plays for the next turn as well. And we even have follow-up disruption for the next turn as well, too. Yeah, Swordsoul... Ooh, okay, speaking of which is the mirror match here. Yeah, we definitely don't chain this because they can just do the quick effect attribute as a cost, so... No negating Ecclesia that way, but that's fine. They're just gonna Ecclesia for Mo Ye, and we can just negate the Mo Ye with Chi. Ooh, I'm jealous. They have a prismatic Mo Ye. Okay, revealing the Taia. Yep, we're gonna negate with Chi. And we can just banish the Longyuan. So they have a Droplet, a Taia, and 3 other cards. Now, unless they actually send a trap here, we can still... Wow, is that a... Oops. Haha, they didn't send a trap. Yeah, I'm just gonna imperm this. And we still have the Blackout, too. Yeah, I figured they were still just gonna negate Baron anyway, but... Cool. Now, even if they have Tenyi plays, we, again, still have the Blackout. Oh, well, they have a Longyuan. Let me flip this to on real quick. Because as soon as that resolves, I'm gonna go ahead and, yep, activate the Blackout. I'll send the Vishuda here. And then we're definitely gonna pop their token. I'll pop their Mo Ye so they don't run over my monk. And there we go, we got the concede. Alright, so that shows how with I mean, that was a slightly above average setup, but that's a nice little way to show how you can sort of counter the mirror match there. Alright, I think that's going to do it for games for this video. Let's go ahead and move to the outro. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching some more live games here with Tenyi Swordsoul. As I mentioned towards the beginning of the video, this build is, well, it's funny, when I do these videos with chat, I kind of can't remember, like, you know, what I say to you guys on the YouTube and what I say to chat, but I think I mentioned in some capacity that, you know, this build is, like, constantly, you know, evolving for me, right? Like, that's why I decided to give it the naming scheme here. And hey, that is a follow from Kendo07, thank you very much. Yeah, that's why I gave it the naming scheme with like the 1.5, you know, because especially with a deck that's new to Master Duel and new to me personally, it always pays. And hey, there's a sub from Kendo as well. Thank you very much, Kendo07, for the prime sub there. I greatly appreciate that, helping us get to our goal here. Yeah, but, you know, we want to be mindful of always, like, being open to changing our builds, right? Like, even at the start of the season when this deck came out, right? It's like, I was like, oh, you know, I don't see the need for Halkaborodon, but as I mentioned plenty of times, you know, that doesn't mean I was never going to play it, and then now here we've got it, you know, here in our deck. So that same is true for Proto, same could be true for Vessel, same could be true for Circle, any card I'm not playing. We should never let anyone's build, either yours or somebody else's, be like the end-all be-all, right? We should constantly be thinking, now we don't need to constantly be changing, but as we're playing, constantly thinking about potential changes to our deck, and that's kind of what I like to do with the Tenyi Swordsoul. In that vein, if you guys have any suggestions for the deck, I would love to see them in the comments below, as your guys' feedback is very, very helpful to me, not only as just a Yu-Gi tuber, but as a Yu-Gi-Oh player in general. Very much helpful for just improving at the game, which I'm always looking to do. But I think that's going to do it for today. Without further ado, this is XLex, signing out. Hope you guys have a fantastic day.